Oh, Andreas. Happy Christmas, Magdalene. Magdalene, dear, Merry Christmas. God bless. Oh, that's Voislav. I didn't even notice. Merry Christmas, everyone. Enjoying the feast? Who wouldn't enjoy a mug of Baltus's latest brew and hearty meal? With what effort you put into tenderizing the meat, I'm not surprised at all. I am but a tiny part of a larger whole. Looking at your belly, you're hardly a tiny part. I'm as God made me in his infinite wisdom. And what a blessing that is. She likes the bears. I helped with the cookies as well, don't forget that. Ah yes, they were very tasty. Well done. You have a talent yourself. Very beneficial to a young woman. It's been a wonder watching you grow up into the person you are, Magdalene. Makes me wish I had a child of your own. Were it only possible, if you were told, it is as it is. Amen. I certainly managed to bring the mood down. Oh, it's not your fault, Magdalene. When you've been through a lot and happen to reminisce, you sometimes end up here. Everyone has regrets, but you live with them. Even as I didn't find anyone to marry, the work I do now is precious. Solace where you find it. Well, I at least hope you find yourself continuing to have a pleasant night. Bless you, Magdalene. Enjoy your feast. God bless you. Okay. Anyone else to talk to? Oh, Big York. Finally. Hey, Magdalene. Sorry to bother you during the feast. Oh, hello, York. Do you need something? Well, all the chatter around the revolt earlier had me thinking. We're nearly done with the mural, aren't you? The last time you talked with the council, you said you were working on the final portion, painting the revolt. I don't mean to nag during the feast, though. That's Veronica's job. I should have it done soon. I've been listening to people around town talk about the revolt, so I can get a better idea of how to paint it. Everyone has a different idea of how that night happened, but I think I finally settled on how I want to depict it. Yeah? I think I'll show the aftermath of the revolt and paint the ruined abbey surrounded by everyone who died and their families. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The mural was meant to honor Tassing, not stir up grief. Maybe Klaus was the better pick to paint the mural after all. Anyway, I'll get out of your way. You've got better things to do. I think Otz was looking for you too. Ugh, not again. Can't get the word no through his thick head, can he? I'll actually go home for the night. Had enough of Otz's flirting and I should check in on my dad. Hello from all of us, alright? I will. Good night, Jorg. Colonel says he didn't find anyone to marry. I told him when he was like talking about looking for people to love, when I was playing as Andreas, I was like, you can live a perfectly happy life without being married to someone. And he was like, sounds good. So I guess that's it. I guess he just didn't get married because Andreas told him he didn't need to. Good night, Magdalene. All right, I guess we're heading home. God bless you and Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Oh, Merry Christmas, Sister Amelie. Were we bothering you with the noise next door? No, not at all. Hearing people celebrating Christ's birth brings me great joy. Christmastide should be a heartening time of year for us all. I always think there's something healing about coming together to celebrate Christmas. All of us are part of the body of Christ. When we come together in fellowship, things are made whole. People need Christmas in the depth of winter to remind them that spring will return. And we will all have a chance to live again. Magdalene, who is that? Beard. Someone who's been following me. Oh my god, is it Edoc? Did he survive? He would be ancient by now. Please, excuse me, Sister Amelie. I need to check on my father. Of course, God bless you. Thank you, sister. I wish there was like a sprint button. The door is open. Is someone here? Dad! Oh, thank God. Magdalene, is that you? What's the matter? Oh, it's nothing, Dad. I'm just checking in on you. I always appreciate it. I'm worried about you, Magdalene. You're worried about me? You're working too hard. I know taking care of me takes up so much of your time. I know how hard you've been working on the mural. Huh? Still young, Dad. I don't get as tired as quickly as you do. Well, certainly not in my current state. I'm not going to make it, Magdalene. I know. It's all right. This is just life. I'm glad I'm going before you, even if it's sooner than either of us would like. I've already seen too much death in my time. I just wanted to show you what I could do. I wanted you to be proud of me. I have been, every day of your life. You've never needed to prove anything to me. I wish I could stay to see the mural when you finish it, but I don't need to. I know it will be more beautiful than anything these old hands have ever made. Don't say that. It's true, though. I mean, I got along all right. But I always knew you would surpass me before long. You can already see things that I never could. See things and make them real. I'm trying. You're doing it. Whether I die tonight or tomorrow or the next day, I'm not going to be here much longer. One morning you're going to wake up and you'll have to do things for yourself. Love things for yourself, and you'll have to share it with the world. Love is the only reason to do anything in this life. Oh, all this talking too much. Do bring me something to eat. Of course, Dad, you haven't eaten all day. I missed the Christmas feast too. Can't believe no one brought me a cookie. I'll go get some soup. Alright, so we have to get soup. Good soup. Klaus. I'm sorry, Klaus, about everything. You're here. Thought I could stop all of this. I've been trying to figure it out this whole time. After the fire, it's all I could think about. This is Andreas. That and them. They've never left me. They're all still there, all in the dance of death. The Baron, Piero, Guy, Ferenc, Peter Otto, August, and now you. Dad? Oh God, it's you! Who are you? What are you doing to my father? Magdalene, it's all right. It's all right. I'm sorry. I've forgotten my manners after all these years. And you've likely forgotten my face or what it once was. Magdalene, this is Andreas Maler. Back from the dead. The earliest memory I have is of you running into a burning library. I'm sorry. I don't understand. No one could have survived that. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. I don't understand, Andreas. Where have you been all these years? Hiding from the world. In the ruins, mostly. Sometimes in the woods when it was warm. Stealing bread from Gret. Stealing books from you. Oh, so I wasn't going crazy. It's the only thing that's kept my mind from forgetting what words are. Wait, how did you survive the fire? With some difficulty. I grabbed as many books as I could and threw them into the scriptorium. When the smoke got too thick, I started to black out. The next thing I remember was Casper pulling me into the crypt. Your apprentice, the boy. You sent him back to Salzburg. He didn't leave. He waited in the woods and watched what was happening. When he saw me in the window of the library, he ran through the crypt to save me. And he did. He saw that I was trying to save the books, and he went back in. Couldn't stop him, I was barely conscious. He never came back out, Klaus. When I woke up, everyone was dead or gone. I couldn't face any of you. Couldn't go back to Sabine, that empty house. So I hid. You painted over the Dance of Death in the Abbey. Turns out I had a reason to keep painting. I'm sorry if I scared you. No one's come into the Abbey for years. Thought I was safe there. I'm afraid to talk to you. Afraid to talk to anyone. What's changed? Why are you here tonight? To help you. To help Klaus. Help me? Help me with the mural? Help you survive to finish it. The hand that tried to kill your father will likely strike again. It was killed before to prevent Tassing's history from being known. Tassing's history? Why? Because Tassing's real history is at odds with the story we've all been told. Been covered bit by bit, layer by layer, till it could no longer be seen. Still here. It's always been here, hidden beneath our feet. It's still protected, haunted by the specter of death that has hung over this place for generations. The thread puller. Thread puller beneath our feet? What are you talking about? The person who attacked your father is the same person who manipulated someone into killing Otto Zimmermann and Lorenz Rothvogel. Yes, and they travel through the Roman aqueduct that connects Tassing to Kiersau. The network of tunnels I've become quite familiar with, and I've seen the ghost that haunts them. It can squeeze through the tiniest opening. I've seen it bend itself in half to reach places I could never follow. I've traveled along every inch of the aqueduct in the old city, but there's one place I've never found. The lair where the thread puller retreats to, the ancient Roman temple, that it is determined to hide from view. The Mithraeum, you found it? No, but I mapped a darkness between the collapsed tunnels, and I believe I know how to get there. Come with me, I'll show you. All right. Good, let's go. Will you be all right? Yes, I'll be fine. Protect my daughter, Andreas. With my life, Klaus, I promise. All right, let's find the Mithraeum. Rathas, what are we doing here? When the men dug the foundation, they found Roman ruins that had been buried over time. Lucky never wasted stone, so he used the Roman wall as one of the cellars. There's a way inside. To the hidden place. Are you all right? Yes. All right, into the Raskeller. Okay, so we go into a cellar with Andreas. All right, that wall is different. Does that mean this is the place? No, it's two-sided. New and old. It was above ground once. It carried water. Look. Cornelius iret balneo et complet sextum gradum in Mithraeo. All right, I think I can make it out. Cornelius goes to the bath today and completes the sixth step in the Mithraeum. Yes, you see. No, I almost certainly do not see Andreas. Well, here. He just goes at it. He made it seem like it was a puzzle, and then he's like, we're just gonna break it down. This is the aqueduct. Aqueduct carries water to the baths, so you think this will take us to the Mithraeum? Exactly. You seem quite confident. We know it exists. I know where it is not. I believe this is the only place where it could be. Must be near the baths. Well, you've already smashed a hole in the wall, so I suppose we might as well look. After you, please. Oh, a whole new chapter. Wow. So we're just gonna walk through the aqueduct, try to find the Mithraeum, see what the truth of Tassing is. Oh, okay. The decoration. These must have been the baths. Doesn't look like there's a way through. Silt. The floods kept carrying it down here. Hundreds of years of floods. What if we can't get through? What if it's buried forever? I don't know. Maybe some things are just lost to time. Well, let's see if there's another way out of here. Ren says, if this is a whole new chapter, does it mean it's missable if you convince Casper to actually leave? I don't know. More stairs down. Should something be below the baths? A hippocaust. Use warm air to heat the rooms above. Roman colonies in the north often had them. Let's hope those haven't filled with silt as well. It's also possible that if Casper survives, he's the one that does this. He takes us here. Do you know where we're going? These pillars just kind of go on in all directions. Andreas, could you look that way? I'm going to try exploring ahead. Of course. Oh, I get to play as Andreas now. That's exciting. Dual protagonists. How could you abandon your work, Andreas? Oh, I missed the text. Oh, he's seeing ghosts. The only thing more pitiful than watching you work in that scriptorium was your love of that dying art. An eye for an eye, Andreas. You may have condemned me, but in doing so you damned yourself as well. Master, why did you send me back into the flames? No, this isn't right. I can't be here right now. How did I get here? Andreas. You're still here. Yes, for a little longer. I thought I had gone mad. Not yet. Not entirely. But you have been on this road for a long, long time. You must leave this place forever, Andreas. You must abandon it for good. But how? What can I do? I don't even know how I got here. This was once a place of refuge for you, Andreas. But it has become a prison you constructed to protect yourself. From what? From pain, from risk, from life itself. But I can't stay here. I have to help Magdalene. How do I get out? Andreas, you are the architect. I will help you as best I can, but you are the only one who can answer that. Oh, Oh, the white is the path. Gotcha. Hello, Andreas. We haven't talked in so long. Why? I ran out of things to say. You reminded me of August. Remind me. It wasn't all bad, Andreas. We lost him, but we had 4 years together. They were happy years, weren't they? They were. But then they ended. It felt like a life ended with them. I know. Hard for both of us. I don't blame you for anything. You should stop blaming yourself. It may be too late for us, but it's not too late for you. It's not too late for Magdalene. Yes. Magdalene. I have to help her. You can, Andreas, but you have to leave this place behind for good. I know. I can. I will. You will. Thank you, Sabine. Will I ever see you again? Not in this place. But maybe someday, in a better place, in a better dream. Master Andreas. Oh, Casper. It's really you. It's so good to see you again, Master. I just wanted to help you, Master Andreas. Couldn't think straight. You shouldn't blame yourself anymore. What should I do? Get back to life, I think. I wish I knew how. Help Magdalene, Master. And she'll help you. All right, Casper. Thank you. Thank you for everything you taught me. Wait, what happened? This was the way out. Before I started talking to Casper, I know this was the way out. Your mind is fighting itself, Andreas. It remembers the pain of life. It's trying to protect you from it. Beatrice. Yes. Thought you were gone. You brought me back. Oh. So what do I do now? You keep going. It's kind of thematic, I like that. It's been so many nights, so many years without seeing your face. I thought I'd forgotten it. I knew you were still here, though. Quietly waiting for me. Can't change the past, I can't cover it up. It's always there under the surface, no matter how I try to bury it. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. It's all right. What? It's all right, Daddy. It is? You don't have to hide here anymore. But what about you and Casper? And your mother? We're not really here. And there are people who need you. It's so hard to let you go. I know, Daddy. But you have to. I know. You're right. Thank you. I love you, Daddy. I love you too. Good night, August. Good night. They shifted again, the walls. It's still trying to protect you. No, it's not. No, I mean, I don't have to do this. This is my mind, my maze, and I'm leaving. Good. This next part might be confusing. That's kind of cool. What? I don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Did I make this? You borrowed it. From where? From what? There are layers to everything, even our memories. Over time, the foundations become buried. We can no longer recall how we got here, no longer recall what came before. And what came before? Our Lady, watching over the labyrinth as I watch over you. And even this has roots that reach deep into the past. There was not always a lady to watch over the labyrinth. There was a labyrinth. What? I don't understand. Sister Amelie? Is this real? Am I still in my mind? You are here with me, and we are here in spirit. You looked like Beatrice a moment ago. Beatrice? I don't know her. I'm not your Mary. Just throw a little Silent Hill 2 in there. We're in the tabernacle, the heart of the labyrinth. Your spirit was wandering and the Lord brought you here. But I don't understand. How did you leave your cell? I have not. We are only here in spirit, Andreas. I'm seeing things. This isn't real. It can't be. Am I having a vision? I know it is confusing. I'm not even sure of my own visions. But if you're here with me, it is the will of the Lord. Andreas, Sister Amelie. What are you doing in here, sister? This is the center of the labyrinth, the tabernacle. It is where the Lord sends my spirit to do his will. He has also guided your spirits here. There must be a purpose to it. No, this isn't my spirit. I walked here through the aqueduct. You're confused, Magdalene. It's understandable. My own visions have perplexed me for all my life. Even though this seems strange, even though it is a place of spirit, it is very real. Lord has called me to this place for many years. He has always made his will known to me. Soon he will make it known to you. Sister, how does your spirit come to this place? Through the door between life and death. When my spirit hears the call, it descends through my grave. Here the Lord tells me what messages I must bear and to whom. You deliver messages. Yes, once long ago I was a scribe. I copied many works of the great church doctors. Origen in particular. That all ended with the fire. It ended with my life. Wait. I thought I had given up the pen forever until the visions returned. No. When the fire took my abbey, I couldn't save my sisters. Not one. All I could grab was a single book and a bolt of cloth. Couldn't understand why God had spared me alone. But he showed me. God had a higher purpose for me, for my hand. Father Thomas explained it to me. He makes everything clear. He tells me what I must do, what the Lord wills me to do. It was you, the whole time. You wrote the notes. I found one by my dad when he was attacked. Sister Amelie, you pushed those people into committing murder. What? No, that can't be true. The Lord would not use me for such a purpose. I fucking called it. I knew it was Father Thomas. He's the only person that's been in town the whole time, and he was... Fucking knew it. And everything was like mirroring what was happening in her visions, and he was the one that she was consoled by, so I knew it was gonna be him, the motherfucker. The Lord would not use me for such a purpose. Calm yourself, sister. We'll figure this out. This doesn't make any sense. Why would Amelie want anyone dead? No, I wouldn't. He wouldn't. There's nothing in his messages about murder. No, I'm not here. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Ah. Looky there, Father Thomas. Sister Amelie. Shh, it's all right. Father Thomas, how did you get down here? Tassing is an old place. It's buried many ancient roads and tunnels over the centuries. People walk above the hidden ways every day without even knowing it. Though in truth, it was Sister Amelie who rediscovered them first and found this place. Wait, dimensions of this room. This is the foundation of the church. Father Thomas, did you? Under circumstances, I would be overjoyed to see you, Andreas. In truth, I'm still happy you're alive. Thank God. I think the occasion of this reunion leaves little to rejoice about. You and Sister Amelie were behind all the murders. No, she had no part in this. But the notes, she wrote them. She did, but she did not understand their purpose. I guided her. I told her what to write. To what end? What was the point of all this? Ren says, I simply think Magdalene and Andreas should kick his ass and leave him here. I agree. Oh, oops, I skipped that dialogue. Look around you. Roman ruins. Look closer. Looks like the statue of St. Moritz from the meadow. The images of St. Sacia from the shrine. Don't understand. It's St. Moritz and St. Sacia, and Mars and Diana. The saints are both gods. When the Romans left Tassing, their buildings, their temples, their statues remained. Christians settled here centuries later. They found time-worn fragments of that imperial grasp. This statue of Mars, Pater, that once watched over the Roman fields, stood there still, headless and nameless. The settlers believed it was St. Moritz, who was already a legend where they had come from. They found the shrines to Sacia. Not understanding she was an aspect of Diana, believed she was another local saint. So the people turned them into saints. Sanctity and sainthood exist outside of what people believe, Magdalene. People cannot turn someone into a saint any more than they can unmake the divinity of Christ. They knew of the saints, learned local legends of the region, and applied them to the figures they found here. No one knew they were Roman gods because there was no account of what the Romans did and left here. Except for Historia Tassiae. But Historia Tassiae was not known then. Perhaps it had not even been written then. Who knows how long that book had been lost, for before it made its way to Father Matthias. And you killed him for it. Yes, with poison. No one suspected. He died of poison no one suspected. Must have been quite subtle. His death was unexpected, but I was the only person he confided in about what he'd read in Historia Tassiae. When Father Matthias learned, there was no evidence that St. Moritz had ever come to Tassing. The shrine to him in the meadow was a statue of Mars that the Romans had erected hundreds of years ago. That St. Satia was the Roman goddess Diana. He resolved to deal with it. You resolved to deal with him. Andreas, our people believe in St. Moritz. They believe in the miracles God has worked through his hand. They believe in the legend of St. Satia, that she helped Moritz and watches over Tassing still. That was worth killing the abbot. Believed it was then, yes. He admitted it! He admitted it! J'accuse! St. Moritz never came to Tassing, what is in the reliquary. What are the pilgrims coming to see? What does it mean for the people who prayed to him, to St. Satia, and believed their prayers were answered? What does it mean for the church that has given people hope, fixed like a false star in a dark sky? The people have reason to doubt the validity of the saints. Can they doubt the church? Can they doubt the gospel, the word of God? Do you have so little faith in ordinary people, Father Thomas? I have faith in God. I've seen firsthand what can happen when people become disconnected from our God. People believe that all just authority is false, that their own education and reason are superior to divine truth. You've always told us that we have to accept Christ with our own free will. Yes, of course, but preserving the legends of our saints doesn't interfere with individual volition. You're preserving a lie. I preserved a lie to illuminate a greater truth. God so loved the world, he gave his only son. If you believe this, if you truly believe this, eternal life is yours. And saints have walked among us. Their relics work miracles. They hear our prayers and answer them. And the two that protect this town were never here. They don't need to know that, Andreas. There are times when God feels so far away from us in these mountains. But a peasant in Tassing can stand in a field, look over our valley, and say St. Moritz was here. God was with us, and he is with us still, and God will be with us always. And that is the truth, even if the legend of St. Moritz is a lie. So many people have died because of what you've done. I know this is hard to believe, but I was trying to save lives, to prevent death. But one murder didn't solve the problem, did it? Because one day Baron Rothvogel rode into town with another copy of Historia Tassiae. A copy he promised to give to the abbot so Kiersau could come to terms with its past. If Father Guerneau read its contents, he would be facing the same danger you saw in Father Matthias. In retrospect, given how Father Guerneau chose to run the abbey, my fears may have been unfounded. That sentiment didn't prevent you from doing it again. You're right, I didn't. But then why Otto? Certainly he didn't have anything to do with Historia Tassiae, couldn't even read. In the end, his murder provoked Peter, the others into destroying the abbey. I never thought that would happen. I underestimated Peter's anger and the peasants' frustration. You seem to have a difficult time reading people, Father. It appears that way, yes. Trying to prevent Otto from showing people what he found. What he found when he was helping to dig the foundation of the Rathaus. The wall of the aqueduct. No. Everyone knows about the old aqueducts. That wouldn't cause alarm. What he found was a stone head. The missing head of the statue in the meadow. The statue at the shrine of St. Moritz. How did it wind up over there? Most likely culprits are rain, floods, and time. Black Till told me that the farmers find old tools and pottery in the fields every year. Yes, and this head had remained hidden for centuries. It sat in the soil until Otto found it. He was going to show everyone that God had favored the town with his discovery. What Otto could not know is that our shrine, crap, I missed it. Because Otto could not read the words chiseled across the helmet. Marz Peter. The man he entrusted with this information, the town's priest, could. Yes. You told him to meet you on St. John's Eve at the Rothaus. I could not let him destroy our town's beliefs. You had poor Sister Amelie write down what you told her were visions she couldn't remember, and delivered them into the dead of night to the Guy, to Hanna, to Martin, so that one of them would murder Otto, just as someone murdered Lorenz. What about my father? I'm sorry, Magdalene. I've lived next to you my whole life. How could you? None of this was easy for me. I always thought I was doing what needed to be done. Is it because of the mural? Yes. Klaus pursued the project with the determination of a guilty man doing penance. He kept digging and digging for answers about Tassing's past, Kiersau's past. I was afraid that sooner or later he would find out about Moritz, Seisha, this place, everything. So you tried to kill him? No. I tried to scare him. First with a note, but he ignored it. Thought if I ransacked the workshop, it would scare him off. I didn't expect him to come down so quickly. It was just an accident. So what are you gonna do now? Kill me? Kill Magdalene? No, of course not. Neither the means nor the will to do so. But even if I can't stop you from telling people what I've done, I can stop them from finding this place. What are you doing? Burying the past. Even if it destroys the church above us, I'll make sure no one ever sees this place. Father, you're gonna kill us all. You're gonna kill Amelie. Then leave. Take her with you. You can tell the townsfolk what you want, but if you stay here, we'll die together. You'll really kill yourself and destroy the church just to hide this secret. You can't stop people from learning the truth. Maybe. But I have to try. Turtle of Happiness says, I didn't expect him to come down so quickly. Where his only living child slept. That's a good point. What a dumbass. Father, go. Grab the head, you dummy. Magdalene, you had 2 hands. Are you all right? How is Sister Amelie? Still out, but I think she's fine. You must have heard that at the Golden Hand. Of course. What are we gonna tell them? What do you mean? About this. About everything. Why wouldn't we just tell them the truth? The same reason Father Thomas hid it. You can't be serious. I know I'm not of a healthy mind, but just listen to me. What good will it do to tell everyone about St. Moritz and St. Seisha? Maybe Father Thomas was right about that, if nothing else. Maybe it would break their faith. I think he's wrong. I think the people here have enough faith to hear the truth. You know them better than I do, especially since I've been away for so long. Thought understanding this would feel better. We found out who did all of this, who attacked my dad. It's not like we can bring anyone back. We can't undo any of the hurt that he caused. Father Thomas wouldn't be able to hurt anyone else. Maybe he never would have. I think you're right. We should tell them. About the saints, the Romans, all of it. I hate that doing the right thing feels so awful. I'm sorry. I am too. But I think it's what we need to do. And we'll tell them. Good. We should get Sister Amelie someplace warm. We can take her to my house. You'll probably have some explaining to do. A lot, I think. Been a long time coming. I'm glad you didn't die in that fire. I'm glad too, I think. We should head back. Lead the way. Oh. He's alive. That's kind of nice. Magdalene, you made it back. Andreas and Sister Amelie and I all made it back. Sister Amelie? Was she in the church? I heard a terrible din and the house shook. Is everything all right? Our neighbors probably think the world is ending, so it could be better. Are you all right, Dad? Yes, I'm sorry. Just tired. Sit by me, tell me what happened. Started in the Rathaus, well, the Ratskeller. Andreas found an old Roman message there that pointed to the Mithraeum. We went into the aqueduct. The section we found must have been closed off for centuries. We found an old Roman bathhouse. Couldn't go, though. We couldn't go through, so we found our way down to a level under the baths. I think Andreas said it was a hippocaust. Andreas got separated from me. I was really afraid I'd lost him, that we'd both gotten lost down there. Then I heard his voice off in the distance. I was so relieved. Dad? Are you still listening? Whoa, time passed. Okay. I know it's hard. I mean, I can only imagine how hard it is. But we will all do our best to make you feel welcome when you get here. It's strange to think that this will probably be the last letter I send you. So I will end it with my love, Esther. Magdalene. Insipid. Yes? I'm sorry to disturb you, but I wanted to let you know that everything is in order. Baltus has ensured that all the financial matters will be handled. The money will be forwarded to you via a Reichspost as soon as everything is settled. Appreciate it. Thank him for me. Of course, Mr. Struckerin. I did not know your father well, but I know that he was well regarded by everyone who spoke of him. Seems that Tassing has lost many things in one man. I'm very sorry. Thank you. Good fortune to you. I want to see the mural. Get out of my way, Gertrude. Are you sure you have everything you need, Magdalene? I think so. Thank you. Made you something to take with you on the road. It's chamomile, cinnamon, and wheat flour. If you're traveling and you have cramps, I know, I'll use it. Well, Hildegard's recipe just called for chamomile and wheat flour. I added the cinnamon for taste. I'm so sorry about what happened to your father. Thank you. Mother Francisca had us all say prayers for him. At for you as well when she heard you were leaving. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. Just keep us in your prayers from time to time. We'll all miss you so much, Magdalene. You have so many sisters to look after at the convent, though. All too true. Speaking of which, I'd best get back. I didn't exactly get permission to see you off. Oh, then God bless you, sister. God bless you. Safe travels. Oh, it won't let me go. I was like trying to get past her, but it still wouldn't let me. Magdalene, I can't believe you're really leaving. You should come visit me. Ha! Farthest I've ever been is the Mittenwald market. I don't think that'd be very likely. Write to us, though. We want to hear about your new life. I will, I promise. You're a special girl, Magdalene Druckerin. I understand why you're leaving. God knows you have a good cause. But Tassing won't be the same without you. Safe travels and God bless you. A new pastor? Is that Croft? No, it's Elias. Okay. Oh, hey, Mags. Otto? I'm really sorry about your dad. He was always nice to me. My mom says he was a good man. He was a good dad. Well, thanks. I should get going. Mags. Magdalene. You sure you don't want to marry me? I'm sure, no. Oh. Well, that was a fast answer. Didn't even have to think about it. Look after your mother, Utz. God bless you as well, Sister Amelie. Are you leaving today? I am. I'm just heading up to the mill in a bit. I'm so sorry for everything that happened. Well, that was winter. It's spring now. True. We must all try to live again. Thank you for helping me. You know what you'll do now? You become an anchoress again? I don't know, honestly. Father Elias is trying to help me, but I need to learn to rely on my own judgment a little more. It's going to take a long time to atone for my part in what happened. Perhaps the rest of my life. God knows you didn't mean harm. He does, but harm was done. I'm writing an account of what happened here, as well as I can remember it anyway. It is not enough to earn forgiveness. I pray that it will at least illuminate this history of great darkness. Good. It's worth remembering. God bless you, Sister Amelie. God bless you, and keep you safe on your travels, Magdalene. Good morning, Mr. Struckerin. Are you off so soon? Yes, Father. Just saying my last few farewells. Of course, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to know you or your father, God rest his soul. I am too. Don't let those bohemians put any heretical ideas into your head. Once their pernicious seeds take root, they can choke the faith right out of you. I don't know, Father. I've heard they have some interesting ideas. All right, young lady. Just because I'm new here doesn't mean you should tease me. God bless you, Father Elias. God bless you in your travels. All right, so she said she'd go to the mill. Oh my god, everyone. Do I have to hit every single person? Oh, that's Andreas Maler. Look at that. He got a shave. Magdalene, this is it. It is. Time for me to leave. Good. Get out before this cursed town swallows you. Tassing will bring you nothing but anguish and misery. Elsa, I hope one day you find a path out of your sorrow. God willing, though I am doubtful. Stay safe on the road. These are dangerous times. We'll be fine. Look after your family. Paul, Anna, your grandkids still need you. I'll do what I can. They are what little I have left without them. Never mind. Godspeed, Magdalene. Are you sure I look all right? Of course, Andreas. You look perfectly respectable. You're a little worse for wear, but a good sight better than you were. It was kind of the woman to help clean me up. I'm afraid I'd forgotten how to look after myself. Some would say you took care of yourself quite admirably. How many men here could have survived in a burned-out cellar for a better part of 20 years? Assisting on our discarded rye, no less. I'm sorry about that. Andreas, we already told you. It's all right now. Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. Are you off soon? Hello. Yes, I'm riding with your flower to Mittenwald, then down to Isar. I'm sorry to see you go, Magdalene, but I hope Prague is everything you've dreamed of. It's half the city Esther describes. I'm sure I'll love it. You have a chance to make a life of your own there. God knows I've squandered so much of mine. Use the time you have and use it well. I will. I don't know how, but I will. I wish you could have seen it, Andreas. I know. You would have loved it. I hope so. I know so. Now I know you're just trying to make me feel better. I was always proud of you, and he would be still. Magdalene, I wanted to ask you something about the mural before you go. Thought it was supposed to cover the whole wall. Why'd you leave a section blank? For the future? Unless history is going to stop in Tassing the moment I roll down the road. I think your wagon is about to leave. Oh, it is. It hardly feels like enough time. Thank you for everything you did for me, for my family. God bless you, Andreas Maler. Andreas, are you all right? I'm lost. That's all right. You're welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Besides, you can't leave yet. The children require your expertise. No? You're up on the mill, the walkway. I'll have supper ready when you're done. Why is my controller not working? Did the game just freeze? Just remember that you're always welcome in our home, Andreas. Thank you. Oh, so we get to play as whoever we want. Go up to the windmill platform. Kids. Sorry, Brewing came in to ask me something. This is cool. I like this scene. Teaching the kids to draw at the windmill, unlike Lenhart would have let Paul do. Wowzer. That was a fun transition. Oh. Okay. Oh, this is the Rathaus. This is the mural. The book was signed by Sister Amelie, says Forever Platt. That's interesting. Oh, this must be her book. The story of everything that happened. This is neat. The labyrinth and everything. That's cool. Magdalene Druckerin. M plus, like a cross. I wonder if it's just because her name is Magdalene. That's like a shortening of it. That's cool. Now she goes to Prague. Oh no, Václav! No! No! Oh no, bummer. He got burned at the stake for being a witch. Poor Václav. He was so good. Andreas Maler. Or Maler. Neat. This is a cool render, the 3D environment. It's definitely a little weird to see it after the whole game is in that 2D format, but it's cool. It feels like the sequel to this game should be a point and click adventure, but like Myst style, like 3D rendered environment. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this game needs a sequel, but kind of interesting. All right, hey, we finished Pentiment. That was a pretty cool game. I did like a lot of it. It's a really great story with, I think, a lot of value and a lot of things to attach onto that's like really meaningful. There's a lot of stuff to mull over. I do sort of think that like the choice-based gameplay is like not actually that meaningful for the story it's trying to tell. Like, I think it's trying to get you to like be involved in the narrative more so than it's really making that much of a difference with you making choices. A lot of the choices that you make are just like little character context snippets, and I'm sure there are ways you can like figure out who murdered who or like did certain things better, but it seems very railroaded in that you can't solve the mystery before the end with Father Thomas. So I do think this is definitely a game that I would love to read a book version of or see a film adaptation of. I think that could be really cool, and it could be really impactful and great. And I don't think it would lose that much. As an adventure game, though, I think it was pretty good. It was a pretty good adventure game, primarily character-driven, dialogue-driven, which is always fun. I think the mini games were kind of meh, but they also didn't really get in the way. Yeah, I'll have more thoughts about it later, I'm sure, but overall, I thought it was a pretty solid game. Definitely pretty well written in terms of just like individual moment-to-moment like character dynamics. I think a big thing with it is that it presents a really believable world with really believable people. My issue with that is that I'm really interested in like the higher level thematics of the game, of like what it's saying about communities and like truth and the intersection between religion and history and like the ethics of blah blah blah, like capturing history and presenting it, and like is there value in a lie. But the murder mystery of it serves as a means of like looking at these macro level concepts. But on a lower level, this really is just a story about some boring townspeople. And I didn't really find any of them super interesting as people, which is fine. It's cool that there is a game about peasants in Bavaria in the 1518 or whatever, but it also was just kind of, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna think very deeply about many of these characters, or I'm not gonna think back to them. There's no character in this game where I'm like, oh, that character's so well written. I think the game as a whole is well written, but there's no one's individual arc is like standing out to me as like, holy crap, like next level writing in video games, you know? And I feel like it might have been easier to get to that level if this was a book or a movie of some kind. Obviously, we'd miss out on the cool aesthetics and the art and the music, which all really help bring it together into a sum that's bigger than its parts. But yeah, this was a cool game. Really neat game. There's nothing else like it, that's for sure. Anyway, thanks for playing Pentiment with me.